The desert wasn't empty. It was aware. Endless dunes rolled like frozen waves, glowing under a brutal sun that showed no mercy and offered no forgiveness. Heat shimmered in the distance, bending reality until even truth felt uncertain. Out here, time didn't pass. It stretched, twisted, and broke men slowly. Ethan Cole rode through it like a shadow that refused to fade. His hat low, coat worn, face marked by years that had taken more than they had given. His horse moved with quiet obedience, each step heavy, each breath slow. There was no urgency in his movement, no destination pulling him forward, just motion, because stopping meant thinking, and thinking meant remembering. His fingers tightened on the reins as the past pushed forward again. A voice. Always that voice. Cracked with fear, fragile with hope. "Please, don't leave me." He inhaled sharply, trying to bury it. "Not now," he muttered, but the desert didn't care. It never did. The horse stopped. Completely. Not hesitation. Resistance. Ethan frowned slightly. "Move." The command came low, controlled. The horse didn't obey. Instead, its ears lifted, locked onto something far ahead. Ethan followed its line of sight slowly, his eyes narrowing. At first, it looked like nothing, just another distortion in the heat. But then it held shape. A figure, small, still, half consumed by sand. Ethan stared at it longer than he should have. He had seen this before. Too many times. Bodies left behind by the desert. Stories that ended without witnesses. He exhaled slowly. "Keep riding," he told himself again. But his grip loosened instead of tightening. The reins shifted almost on their own. The horse turned without resistance now. And step by step, against logic, against instinct, Ethan Cole rode towards something he knew would change everything. The closer he got, the more the silence changed. It wasn't empty anymore. It felt heavy, like the desert itself was watching what he would do. Ethan dismounted before reaching the figure, his boots sinking slightly into the burning sand. He walked the rest of the distance slowly, each step measured, cautious. Not out of fear of danger, but fear of recognition. Then he saw her clearly. A girl, young, too young to be here alone. Her body lay twisted slightly, one arm half buried, fingers curled weakly into the sand like she had tried to hold on to something that couldn't be held. Her chest moved faintly, uneven, fragile. Not dead, not yet. Ethan stopped just short of reaching her. For a moment he simply stood there, staring. Because this wasn't just another stranger. This was a decision, the kind that didn't go away, the kind that followed you. He swallowed slowly and forced himself to move. Kneeling beside her, he hesitated before touching her shoulder. Her skin burned under his hand. "Hey," his voice came rough, quieter than intended. "Can you hear me?" No response. He reached for his canteen, tilting it carefully, letting small drops fall against her lips. The water barely stayed before disappearing into the dryness. Seconds passed, long, stretching seconds. Then movement. Her fingers twitched slightly. Ethan leaned closer. "That's it. Stay with me." Her eyelids trembled, resisting the weight pulling them down. Slowly. They opened. At first unfocused, lost. Then they found him, locked onto him, and something shifted, not in the desert, not in the moment. In him, because what he saw in her eyes wasn't just fear. It was something deeper. A silent plea that didn't need words, but she tried anyway. Her lips parted, barely holding together. "Don't leave me." And just like that, time collapsed. Ethan stood abruptly, stepping back like he had been struck. His chest tightened, breath shortening. "No," he whispered under his breath. "Not again." His mind raced, pulling him backward into a memory he had spent years trying to outrun. Same situation, same words, same choice. And last time, he failed. His instincts screamed at him now. "Leave. Walk away. Survive. This isn't your responsibility. You can't fix what's already broken." He turned his back on her. Took a step. The sand shifted under his boots. Another step. Slower this time. Behind him, her breathing weakened further, each breath more fragile than the last. He could hear it, even when he tried not to. Then something tightened at his sleeve, weak, fading. But there, Ethan froze completely. His body locked between two choices. He didn't turn around immediately, because turning meant deciding. If you go... Her voice barely existed now, trembling on the edge of silence. I won't survive. That sentence didn't just reach him. It broke something open, because he had heard it before. And that time, he kept walking. Ethan closed his eyes tightly, jaw clenched hard enough to hurt. His hands trembled for a second before stilling. For a long moment, nothing moved. Then he exhaled slowly, deep, phenol, and turned back. This time, there was no hesitation left. He stepped toward her quickly, dropping to his knees and lifting her carefully into his arms. She felt impossibly light, like holding something already halfway gone. Not this time, he said quietly. He placed her onto the horse, climbing up behind her, keeping one arm firm around her to hold her steady. Her head rested weakly against him. Stay alive, he repeated, softer now. Not a command, a promise. And as he turned the horse toward the distant outline of his ranch, something inside him shifted. For the first time in years, Ethan Cole wasn't running from his past. He was riding straight into it. The journey back stretched longer than it should have. The sun sank slowly, dragging light into darkness while every second felt stolen. Her breathing faded in and out, unstable, unpredictable. Ethan pushed the horse harder, ignoring exhaustion, ignoring pain. Stay with me, he repeated over and over, like the words themselves were keeping her alive. By the time the ranch came into view, the sky was darkening into deep red. He didn't slow down. He didn't think. He just moved. Inside, he laid her down carefully, grabbing water, cloth, anything he could use. His hands moved fast, but his mind stayed focused, every action precise, controlled. Hours passed without meaning. The lantern flickered beside the bed, casting shadows that stretched and twisted across the walls. Ethan didn't leave her side. Not once. Not even when his body demanded rest. Every breath she took, he counted. Every pause, he felt. You're not dying here, he muttered. Time dragged forward. Then movement. Her fingers shifted slightly. Ethan leaned forward instantly. Hey! Her eyes opened again. Clearer, stronger, alive. Where am I? She whispered. Safe, Ethan answered. She looked at him longer this time, studying him, searching for something she couldn't explain. You didn't leave, she said softly. Ethan paused, then quietly replied, No. And under his breath, not this time. Amy slowly, but it came. Her name was Lena. At least, that's what she remembered. The rest of her past came in fragments, broken images, running feet, voices shouting behind her, fear that didn't fade even in silence. Ethan noticed everything. The way she flinched at sudden sounds. The way she always stayed close to walls. The way her eyes moved toward exits without thinking. He didn't ask questions. Not yet, but he understood enough. This wasn't over. One night, it got worse. She woke up suddenly, gasping, panic overtaking her completely. Ethan was beside her instantly. You're all right, he said firmly. She grabbed his arm tightly, her grip desperate. No, they're coming. Ethan's expression hardened. Who? Her voice dropped, barely stable. The ones who don't let people escape? Silence filled the room like something physical. Ethan stood slowly, walking toward the window. The desert outside looked the same, quiet, still, but now it felt different. Alive with possibility, or danger. He rested his hand near his gun. You're safe here, he said. But his tone had changed. Because now, he was preparing for something he knew was coming. The sound came late into the night. Hoofbeats, slow, controlled, intentional. Ethan heard it instantly. His body reacted before his mind did. Calm, focused, ready. He stepped outside, closing the door quietly behind him. The night air was cold, sharp against his skin. The sound grew louder, closer. 3 riders appeared from the darkness, their silhouettes steady, unhurried. Not searching, not guessing. They knew exactly where they were going. Ethan's hand rested on his gun, not drawing yet, waiting, watching. One of them spoke. We're taking the girl. No emotion, no explanation, just certainty. Ethan didn't move. No. The single word carried weight. Silence followed. Heavy, dangerous. The wind shifted across the sand, carrying tension with it. Behind him, the door creaked open. Lena stood there, fear visible even in the darkness. "Ethan," she whispered. That was enough. Ethan stepped forward, slow, grounded, unshaken. "If you want her," his voice steady, controlled, "you go through me." His grip tightened slightly. The riders didn't respond immediately, but the moment stretched, ready to break. And in that silence, Ethan understood something clearly. This was the moment everything led to. The past, the regret, the running. It all ended here. For the first time in years, he wasn't walking away. He wasn't turning his back. He was standing his ground. And whatever came next, he would face it.